Hello, welcome back. This week I finally got around to sewing some clothes for myself. I've been so busy sewing things for the girls or just making things for the house that I've kind of forgotten the fact that I need a new wardrobe too. So I finally cut some fabric and did some sewing. The first thing I made was a cardigan for myself, which I've been meaning to make for several months. And so now that the weather is finally nice and warm here, I made a cardigan. I used the Peppermint Magazine free pattern for their Slouchy cardigan, which you can access on their website in their free pattern list. And I'm really pleased with how it came together. Printing, they have the PDF layout really well done, so you can print out your specific size if you want. I didn't notice that until I finished printing the whole thing out with all the sizes laid on top of each other, but I was still able to highlight my size and cut it out. It's a very simple pattern. It has, well, I'm wearing it now so you can see it, but it has the front panel and then the whole back panel, the sleeves and the cuffs, and then this binding here goes around the whole length of it. And so it came together in an afternoon. It went really quickly, and I've been wearing it quite a bit since I made it. It's nice and comfortable. It has nice sleeves. I extended the sleeves a little bit because I have long arms, and so I extended the sleeves by a couple inches, and then I made my own cuff because the cuffs, I had a specific length I wanted. Since I extended the sleeve, I just measured how much more space I needed and how snug I wanted it around my arm, because I like to be able to pull up my cuffs down to just below my elbow, and so that was kind of my specific where I wanted to make sure it was snug enough to do that, which is another also reason why I used a different fabric than the body of the cardigan, because the cardigan, while it has some stretch to it, it doesn't have very much stretch, and the recovery isn't very well on it, so it doesn't snap back to its original width once you've stretched it out. It just kind of stays stretched out. But I used some cotton lycra mix, just a t-shirt fabric, for the cuff because I wanted it to have that snap back so it stays on my arm where I push it, and rather than stretching out and falling back down to my wrist. So I've been really excited about this make. It's it's a very comfy, cozy knit polyester mix from Fabric Mart that I bought. I've made a sweater for the girls out of it that they promptly grew out of within a month of making it, which was kind of disappointing. And so I've been kind of hoarding this fabric since I made that sweater, thinking, ooh, I'll make some more stuff for the girls. And I finally realized, you know what? I really like the color. I need a cardigan. I might as well just use the fabric. I have other stuff that I can use for the girls, and right now they have enough sweaters, so they don't need it. So I cut into it, and now I have a cardigan that I really like. And then I also cut out some fabric for some new pants for me. So we'll see how these go. I'm using the Jaylee Eleanor jean pattern, which I made some shorts out of this that I shared a couple weeks ago. Those ones, they fit okay, but not great, because I had done the measurements both when I was pregnant and right after my son was born. And now it's a year after he was born, and my measurements have changed quite a bit between all of those events. So this time I cut it out in a smaller size because that's where I measure now. And so now I just need to sew it together. Last night I was working on embroidering some designs for the pockets, the back pockets. I wasn't feeling excessively creative, so I put on my nerd hat and found the Tangwar letters from Tolkien's Elvish alphabet for my initials. So this would be the letter that represents the sound V, V. And then this one is a stylized version of one of the letters that starts my last name. So that's what I was doing. I had fun breaking out my embroidery skills. It's a fun way to add a small embellishment to a sewing project, to just do a little bit of hand embroidery on it. I want to do it more often because it's so easy to hand embroider. I always think it's going to be something that takes forever, but well, these two pieces took me maybe an hour, no, probably 2 hours maybe. And so it's, you do it while watching a TV show or movie, or listening to an audiobook, or talking with someone. You could do it while, it doesn't take any brain space really to just trace a pattern on the fabric and put your stitches down. So, yeah, I want to do that with more projects, just to add a little personal touch and a sweet little design to things. But that's one hobby. If you're interested in starting something, embroidery is very easy to start, and it takes very little material. You just need a little bit of fabric, a needle, and some embroidery floss, which usually costs like 50 cents a thing. And then if also, maybe a hoop too if you want, which is usually only a dollar or two. And then there you go. For just a couple dollars, you can start trying a new hobby. And there are so many different tutorials online showing you how to do different stitches, and there are even free patterns where you can copy and trace someone else's pattern. I like to make my own patterns, but that's me. If I'm going to do something, I want to do it completely my own, which is why I draft patterns, because then I can make it exactly like I want it to. So, but there are patterns that you can use from someone else that you can print out and trace onto your fabric, and then literally it's just following along the line. You just learn a couple different stitches, and you can make some really beautiful work and beautiful additions to your sewing projects, or even just make art to hang on your wall. But there's a quick little hobby idea if you're looking for something to do. So I will see you next time.